The fleabane has stopped blooming, and now I have Coreopsis leavenworthii blooming. That's the Latin name. The common name is Leavenworth's Tickseed. This is a Coreopsis. It's native to Florida and 2 isolated locations in South Alabama. Unlike fleabane, this is an annual. But if you leave them to go to seed, they will reseed and you'll have plants next year. I put these seeds out last November. Unfortunately, I was going for over there along the edge of the path, and the wind caught a lot of my seeds and blew them into the path. And I'm not going to complain because they're really beautiful and I'm really glad to have them. So you might see these blooming along wet roadsides and ditches. And that's what they are, native Coreopsis. Really good pollinator plant. I'm not sure if the birds eat the seeds, but I would imagine some songbirds eat the seeds. Very bright, cheerful little wildflower. Does well in naturalized areas. It's not well as a specimen plant because they're tall and spindly. So it's better in the wildflower meadow or mixed with other wildflowers. Or actually you can grow it however you'd like to grow it. the Coreopsis Leavenworthi eye, or Leavenworth's Coreopsis, that I put seeds out last November, has come up, produced plants, and is now flowering. And this is my front yard. This is at the edge of the canal. So last year, and around Thanksgiving, I tossed out a bunch of seeds. So they got cold stratification naturally. And they've come up everywhere I put seeds. These little rushes are really pretty. These are called grass-leafed rush. It's a juncus, that's the species name. So just remember, sedges have edges and rushes are round. So if you're trying to identify if it's a sedge or a rush, that will give you a starting point. Rushes have round stems and sedges have triangular stems. So my Coreopsis has done really well. I'm really happy with it. Some of the neighbors like it, some of them despise it. I think it's spectacular. The bees think it's spectacular. And it's so cheerful to come out here and see all these beautiful blooms. The pollinators that get on this are usually small bees like sweat bees and flower flies. It's a little breezy today, so there's a little green metallic bee, but since I'm on my phone, we probably won't be able to see them close. So this is Leavenworth's Tickseed. It's an annual. It's a native annual Coreopsis. You can cold stratify them in your refrigerator for a couple of months, or you can put out the seeds in fall and let them cold stratify on their own. Now, all I did was toss these out. I didn't do anything special. And this canal is full of Wooddelia and St. Augustine grass, but they managed to come up and give me quite a few plants. So give it a shot. So these are the seed heads of Leavenworth's Coreopsis. The one right in the center is absolutely perfect to get the dried seeds out of. Now, sometimes they can be pretty tight in the head and be dry enough that when you give them a little squish, the seeds will fall out. But it's usually best to wait until they look like they're pushing themselves up out of the container they're in. If you watched my Oakley fleabane video, they look similar to those. They get like puffy and fluffy, and you just barely touch them and all the seeds fall off. So try a few of them and then you'll get the hang of it. So keep an eye out on your flowers for dried seed heads, and then you can save your seeds. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but you should probably leave about half of the seeds to drop so that you'll have new plants next year. And if you're not into collecting seeds, then just let them all drop and then you'll have many, many new plants next year. So this is a perfect dried seed head. It's broken open and the seeds are about to drop. So as you can see, they're little tiny round seeds that look like ticks. So I guess that's why we have the common name, Tickseed. So they're really dry and they're really fragile, and kind of like the oak leaf fleabane, you need to have a container underneath them because when you touch them, they're going to drop off instantly. If you're going to want plants for next year, you definitely don't want to collect all of your seeds. So leave about half of your seeds for next year's flowers. Here's another dried seed head that's ready to be collected. So, like I said before, I think I said it, like the oak leaf fleabane, if you just touch them, once they're dry like this, they just drop instantly. So you really need to be ready with a cup underneath them. But it's well worth it. Saving your own seeds is very satisfying. The bullfrog agrees with me. All right, everybody, enjoy your green space.